this is Wake Up New Bedford, and I'm here with Cody Carmo. Cody, thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
So when we were talking about that process of, either going viral or making it with your clothing brand, you brought up like a celebrity cosign. Okay,
Yes.
like at this point, is that even? Of course, it would help, but is that like kind of necessary to make it? And then do you have a celebrity cosign like dream?
Yeah. So I would say it's not necessary. It can help. I would say it would help more back in the day than it does now.
Sure.
Because like we're kind of so inundated with like overload of social media posts. So like scroll. Like you see something, oh that's cool, but like you see 20 more posts and you forget about it. So it's like, is it worth the bang for the buck? Because I've done stuff like that in the past. Like so there's a like fashion model, Bloody Osiris. He works with like a bunch of high-end fashion brands, and back in the day, he was like a big thing. But we paid him like a lot of money. Whenever he did a shoot, came out super cool. But as far as like the cosign really like paying off, as far as like, oh, we paid this, like people like follow, like it didn't super pay off.
Sure.
And I understand because like the brand wasn't that cool at like the time. Like maybe it wasn't ready. Like people see it like, oh, I have to be objective about it. But it could pay off if you find someone who's like really, really hot right now that has like that cult following that will follow like what they do. Like I guess like someone like Playboy Cardi would be someone that's like that. Like he doesn't do a whole lot, but when he does do stuff, people are like, oh, they're like all about it. So like if you got someone like him, obviously like your brand would like pop off. But like as far as like regular celebrities and stuff like that, like it could pay off, but it depends how much their people really love them, I guess, on the cosign. So like you just have to be kind of particular with that, and then like you'd obviously want your cosigns to like reflect your brand values and stuff like that.
I mean,
So you don't want to like send stuff to people and then like whatever you like them, whatever, but then like something happens and then you kind of get caught in that. Like it's kind of like a character thing too. Yeah. Because I've seen that happen where it like kind of makes you look bad. Not me personally, but I've seen it happen to like other people. Like people get canceled, stuff like that, or like the association. But
that is something to think about.
Yeah. It's just like long term, So I mean, it's important, but like you can become that person now. Like there's so many people now that have like blown up off of social media, and they're just regular people. It's like, hey, I do this thing, and now they have like 200,000 followers, and they make like cooking videos, and everyone like knows who they are. It's like those people are like almost more influential than like a movie star or like getting someone like that in your stuff. But it would help because it kind of gives that brand recognition. Like the cosign works. Like, oh, all right, he's getting this celebrity in it. But then if you get the wrong celebrity, then people are like, oh, that brand sucks now.
Yeah, literally.
So they don't have the. They don't like that person.
Wow. So it has pros and cons.
Yeah, it could have the reverse effect. Like I could go and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get Justin Bieber in my clothes. I mean, even though he just dropped his own stuff, but like I get him in my stuff, and then it's like he gets in some. He's had some heat lately.
And people want to stay away from Justin Bieber. They want to stay away from you.
Yeah. So they support that. So it's like people are very quick to jump to like association these days. Yeah. So being careful with that, and that's why like. I guess you could pick and choose that way, and that's why celebrities are kind of like, you don't know like what's really going on, and it just feels like kind of like giving your money away to someone who already has a lot of money, when I'd rather like kind of like do it the other way and give it to people if I have it like that are in the community or like a little bit smaller, stuff like that, and like kind of pushing along, because celebrities will just be like another thing. Like, oh, people can tell when it's just for a check versus like real. So if I did have a celebrity rocket and it was out of love, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
If you could tell, that's kind of the ideal. I don't want to be like paid partnership with, so.
So have you used models in the past, or is it really just like taking pictures of the clothes?
Models, yeah. So I've used a lot of models. It's always like friends and stuff like that. Not so much like models. I've had a few people with modeling experience, stuff like that. That always helps because it makes it like way easier as far as like they know what to do, they feel comfortable. But finding people to model is kind of like a tough one too. Like it's like scheduling and then like environment and then like having the sizes and like the clothes and then like scheduling it before the drop so you can have a run up to it. But then like so it's like a lot of logistics as far as the modeling goes, and then like I'm sure if I had like a photo studio or something like that and like everything was set in stone, it'd be easier, or like a on retainer like photographer or something like that, and I could kind of send them on their way and like know like, all right, they're gonna get all that stuff done. But like when you have to do it yourself, it's a lot to like.
So you were taking the pictures yourself too?
Yeah, so I do all the promo, all the marketing, all the graphic design, all that stuff. So so it's like me, and we'll go like to a location, and then that's the thing is like, all right, we have to get to the location. So if someone comes, it's like 30 minutes. Say we go to like even Dartmouth, like right there. It takes like 30 minutes. Oh, let's go on like a nice trail. It takes 30 minutes to get there, and then you gotta like walk to somewhere cool on the trail. Then you have to do like you have to do fit changes, have to have the stuff on you, have the shots planned out, get the right shots, weather has to be good, like all these things.
A lot of factors.
So there's so many factors, and it's just around here it's very difficult. So I always say like if I lived in like a bigger city like Boston or like New York or LA, like it's really easy out there because you can just walk out your door and either just take a picture and it looks cool because it has the city aesthetic, or like B, you just go to the coffee shop and you'll find like a bunch of people that are probably into that because in the city it's those sort of types in the city.
Like models here.
Yeah. Hey, I need someone. They're like, I'll do it for $10. Like, and then like whereas around here it's more of a logistic thing, and then like people have jobs. Like I understand completely, but I just wish it was a little bit easier because a lot of spread out. So it is kind of like a time thing, but. I do like to use a lot of models so people can see how things work and fit and like, so, or the clothing works together.
Is the aim for your brand to one day make it into like a major clothing store, or do you see yourself staying independent?
I would like to stay independent, but like I would say for my goal, it would be like one of the like #1 brands in like New England to come out of New England. Like so there's like Columbia and like Converse and stuff like that. Like those are like big brands. But
Converse came out of New England?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's out of like Boston area. But so if I could be like that level, not super corporate, but like be known as like, all right, this the standout brand. It's like, oh, New England, like this brand is from the like one of the well-known brands because it's really not that many. Like a lot of the brands in this region of like workwear, like stuff like that, and they make more just like clothing, and there's not like that like modern kind of twist on it. Like I don't know any like super big Boston brands that are like oh Boston, like I don't know like what brand is from there. Like I'd say like Bodega, but they were like a store that used to make like clothing as well, but they like shut down. So it's like I don't really know like what it is there, but I would like to be. That's why I kind of go with New England, like so. All of New England. Yeah.
So, is your knowledge about like fashion and like all these different brands like natural, and you just have been picking up throughout time, or do you have to like study it?
Study to an extent, I guess. Like I don't really know how you like study like brands, but it's more of like I've been on Instagram for like the last 10 years. As far as like I follow crap load of brands. Like if I find anything that's like interesting, I follow, and like I have all kinds of inspirations, and then it's just been that buildup of over time and like references and like stuff like that, really keeping like a backlog. That's like kind of set me up for that, So, but.
And so, with your personal clothing.
Yep.
Well, I guess like with your brand, is there a specific piece of clothing you gravitate more towards making?
Yeah. So I'd say like we're big. I make a lot of hoodies. Like that's I'd say like if I'm like on the computer, I'm like, all right, I'm making a new design. Like I'll put it on a hoodie like first because I just like I don't know. It's just like my ultimate garment for like this area. I would say like that's like the kind of like the outfit like winter, fall, whatever. It's like always cold enough to wear a hoodie. And then I'd say sweatpants. So hoodie and sweatpants. That's like the main, and that's why the brand kind of fits into like a lot of different categories. You'll see a lot of people wearing it in different like settings because it's adaptable. Like you can wear it to the gym and it's good. You can wear it at home on the couch and it's good. You can get away with it wearing it out to even just a hoodie and sweats, because it's like we go for the quality stuff, so it still has that, but it's comfortable, but it's also durable, so you can wear it when you're like moving and stuff like that.
Are those what's sewn the best throughout time, like hoodie and sweatpants?
Yeah, I mean hoodies. Yeah, hoodies. I've dropped, but maybe it's skewed because I do drop a lot of hoodies. But like I would say hoodies are very successful. Like more so than like t-shirts. Like t-shirts are t-shirts. Like I sell t-shirts, but the hoodie is kind of like something people can wear more. So they like tend to spend more money. Also has a little bit better of like a margin as far as like being worth like selling it to someone, I guess.
Sure.
So,
okay.
Yeah, because like t-shirts, like if I sell a t-shirt for $20, like versus like a hoodie for 40, it's like, it's like I sold 2 t-shirts at the same time. So it's a little bit more, juice for the squeeze, I guess.
Sure.
But I just like hoodies.
Same.
Yeah, I'm always wearing a hoodie. Yeah.
And is there a piece of clothing that you haven't made yet that you want to?
Yeah, I have a pretty big library of that stuff. And it's like usually what kind of stops me, like the barrier to entry, is like being able to make it. Like, so I'll have a piece, I'll have it mocked up, it'll look sick, it'll be on the computer, but it's getting the real life manufacturing done, like making it look like it is on the computer, finding a partner that can do it for like the amount, the quality you want, and then like also in like a timely manner, and then like pricing. So it's like just all these factors into that. As far as stuff that I like really want to start making now, it's more of like kind of like luxury basics. So it'd be like zip up hoodies. So I want to make like a lot of those, like French terry, heavyweight. Like that's like one of my favorite things right now to wear. And then like shorts. I feel like there's a huge hole in the market for shorts as far as like length goes. So I would like to come out with like different lengths of inseam shorts. Yeah. But in that like shorter range, because a lot of people, everyone makes like 7-inch or like 8-inch inseam, like those longer shorts, but no one makes like a 4-inch mesh short or like a 3, like, you know what I'm saying? And people have different styles. So I like to cover that, and I really want to get into the silhouetting of like the hoodies and stuff like that. So just the fits. So
I don't know what
silhouetting
means.
So just like the way this like flows onto your body pretty much. So like I want it to like sit right and just like have that, like this shirt, it's like wide body, but it's drop shoulders versus just like a regular t-shirt, stuff like that. And it makes a difference because as far as like fashion, people wearing it and being able to style it. So I have a lot of different stuff like that because, like I said, I've done like a lot of research, I guess, over time, and like collected like a lot of good references and stuff. So this piece I want to kind of like remake or like remaster, and that's kind of what fashion is. It's like recycling old ideas. And I have a lot of ideas I just haven't gotten to, but we're fixing that very, very soon. So that could be coming. Just be on the lookout as far as like manufacturing goes, and like coming out with that like true like stuff that I want to make. So.
Could you see yourself making shoes?
Shoes, so shoes, I would love to make shoes. I could design shoes all day, but shoes is one of those categories that it's like very, very high barrier to entry. It's like, so they need to make molds, and then there's so many different sizes. So each mold costs like, I think it's like $10,000 or something like that for like a mold. So you have to, I think you make the initial mold, and then each size is like X amount of dollars, and then you have to order a minimum. So you're gonna be in like the thousands. So like if you're a shoe brand, you can be a shoe brand, but like, unless you can find like a low quantity like shoe manufacturer, like even one that makes like even just like 500, and then you have to figure out the sizes, and then like all that stuff. So shoes is just a different beast.
That's a lot.
I want to make shoes. I would like to make like kind of like a clog or like a comfy shoe, like something like
I want to get clogs.
Or like a house slipper, or like just something that's a little bit less like intricate as far as like the sizing really mattering, but it being also super comfortable and wearable. So kind of like a croc type shoe too.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I like those like slip-on type things because I'm always moving and taking stuff off. I hate like lacing up stuff, so anything slip-on I really like.
I wear my Crocs every day.
Yeah,
you know, like
I almost came in Crocs, but I was like,
I wouldn't have been against that honestly. But clogs, I feel like is that step up,
but
that still has like that same functionality.
Yeah, and there's a lot of silhouettes to still be done in that category. So it's like if I could get there, I would love to do that. But, yeah.
I didn't realize there was such a big barrier to entry when it came to shoes.
Unless you do a silhouette that's already kind of like its own thing. Like, so you'll see a lot of companies, they'll get like sued for like using like an Air Force One silhouette or something like that. So Nike will do that, and they'll like build up a case on you until you get like a lot of money in your bank, and then they'll just sue you. And you're like, you owe us all this money, but like they didn't want to do it too early on because then you can't sue them for a lot of money because they didn't make a lot of money off your design yet, right?
Wow.
So they'll do stuff like that, but a lot of these like manufacturers in China, they have like, silhouette 002, and it's like an Air Force One, and then you can like add your like graphic or like just different styles, and you can kind of like use like a pre-made silhouette. Like, so a lot of these other a lot of companies do stuff like that. It's like ready-made goods pretty much, and then they just like pretty much. It's actually I think it's OEM is like the manufacturing style. So if you look it up, OEM manufacturing, that's kind of what I'm talking about. And it's like they make the blank pretty much, and then you rebrand it. So, but if I wanted to do it, I guess that's probably how I'd have to start. Or something simpler. Yeah. With
all this manufacturing, whether it's with clothes or shoes, like, do you have to go overseas? Or like with your clothing now, like do you get it, domestically or overseas?
So I do a mix of domestic and overseas because domestic has its limits. It's like a lot of like, you can get a lot of like sweatpants, t-shirts, hoodies, stuff like that domestically. You're kind of limited on like the way it fits, colors, stuff like that. That's kind of the advantage to overseas is it's fully custom. You don't have to worry about like things being out of stock or whatever. It's like, all right, I need 20 medium of this and like 30 of that. Like, you're not gonna have to worry about going onto like a website and like ordering and then like out of stock and like a certain color you want to do. Your manufacturer will do all that for you, and you can kind of get it made to your exact specs. Versus if you're using stuff in the USA, you'll be stuck to what theirs are.
Why is the U.S. more limited in those options?
Because they order from overseas too. So, so like there's very few companies, like I guess you could say like LA Apparel and stuff like that, that are in Los Angeles that have manufacturing facilities that do make in the US, and there's a few more companies popping up, but like a lot of these like other companies, their manufacturing facilities are in China. Yeah. So they produce it over there for like whatever, $8, $5, whatever for like hoodie, and then they come over here, they sell it to you for like 15, 20, and then you sell it. So it's just that like supply chain. And just America just doesn't have that like infrastructure anymore. It used to, but it doesn't, like as far as making clothing, I guess.
Yeah,
like
the manufacturing.
We used to do that in New Bedford, Comfort Colors.
Yeah, the mills.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that I still use Comfort Colors T-shirts, and they started in New Bedford. So there's actually like he has a little like warehouse down near the ice place way down Route 18, but you can go in there and there's like thousands and thousands of blanks stacked like deep, and it's all like warehouse stuff, and like you can get. I don't always go there, but it's a place. But that's like kind of what happened to American manufacturing, pretty much. It's like these places went out of business, or they like moved it overseas, and now they have like this plethora of like old stuff, or like it's just we just don't invest in infrastructure, I think, in America. Like we did, like we had all the mills and stuff, like you said, but it's like at a certain point technology changed, and for us to do that like whole infrastructure overhaul, I guess, to like make it all modern and all this stuff, like people didn't do that. They just moved it overseas because it's easier. So
and it's cheaper.
Yeah,
right?
And it's cheaper. Yeah. They have it. They'll work for cheaper labor. Yeah. Like that's kind of what it is. So I don't like want to manufacture overseas. Like I'd love to manufacture in the USA.
Yeah, we'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but you can't really, and or it's just gonna like you're gonna price yourself out. And then at that point, if you're doing USA made stuff, that's all you'll see. It costs like a lot more money. Do people really care about that? They do, but they don't. Yeah. You know, when it comes down to it, it's like, hey, this one's 60. Is made in China. This one's 100 and it's made in the USA. They're gonna be like,
it would be nice to get it from the US, but what you're really gonna do is get the cheaper option.
Yeah. Like from a customer standpoint, I would love to do that, but you gotta pay like for the quality, and that's been my other gripe is like some things are quality that I can get in the USA, but in order to get like the quality of like other stuff I want, you have to go overseas. So that's where like the brand really comes in, is like making your own garments, making it custom, making it your thing. So when people put it on, they're like, oh, this is a longevity shirt. Like one of my friends told me that the other day. I printed stuff for him, and his friend like tried it on. I think he used like one of the blank companies that I used, and he tried it on, and I printed it, and the kid's like, oh, he's like, this is really nice. He's like, this feels like a longevity shirt. Like,
that's crazy.
And then the kid was like, oh, it's funny you say that, because he actually makes my stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's like cool to think about, that like people associate that, like, oh, this is nice, they associate it with my brand. So I want to keep that going, and you can't step back. Like, you don't want to like, oh, have super quality stuff, and then the next drop's like worse quality. Like, so it's always been the pressure of like keeping the quality up and almost getting better every time. But like I said, the limitations with like colors and availability, I'll get something running, people really like it, and then that manufacturer or company that sells it, they like discontinue it, or like it's out of stock or something like that. And then that puts me in like, oh, what do I do? And that's why I'm trying to solve that problem by manufacturing like a lot of even all the blanks and stuff like that. So China, Pakistan, those are like the two main ports, but might have something coming soon in South America. So.
Okay.
Yeah, Colombia.
So I have like 3 questions left in the last like 10 minutes. Okay. First question is, style-wise, fashion-wise, what country do you get inspiration from?
I would say probably early on, like UK, Australia.
Oh. Okay.
And then I really like Korean. Korean fashion's really good. I love Japanese culture, so I'd say like that definitely. It's like those 3, like probably like UK, like Euro, and then like not so much Australian stuff, but like I guess Australian, because there's so many different like parts of the continent, so they dress super different in Australia. Like there's like snow, and then there's like
interesting.
So I kind of like so like, and they all, I don't know if you go there, they all dress really good. I don't know what it is about the Australia, man. But yeah,
Okay.
so I really like that stuff. And then Korea and like Japan.
They're drippy. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's just they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
ahead, and I like really like to pay attention to that. UK used to be more like that back in the day, but it's not as much. Like I'd say like Korea and Japan are like definitely leading.
Yeah.
But I always gravitate towards like Korean fashion, or like like one of my favorite brands is Uniqlo, which is just like basically like H&M, but like on steroids, like way better like quality and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just like the silhouetting. They just kind of understand like the way things are placed kind of matters. And for me, that's like a big factor. Yeah.
So when it comes to New Bedford entrepreneurs, okay, there are so many creatives in New Bedford. What advice would you give them to make the creatives take that leap and start a business?
To start a business, like as a creative, you're saying, like to like kind of get the courage.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say just do it, because like the first time you do something, like if you were to start a clothing brand, like for instance, your friends and family are going to support you like off the rip, you know what I mean? So you get like a chance to kind of like do things, like you're going to like kind of like get a taste of like what it's like, and then you'll be able to like see if it's really for you or not, or even if you do it for like a month, like you're gonna be able to tell. Like I've had people that like did something like that, like they'll like start a brand and then like a month, and they're like, it's not really for me. Like I didn't realize it was like all this, but like you kind of gotta test the waters. And then same thing with like an art page or something like that. Like you never know what opportunities it could bring. You could just be like an artist, but like then some cafe hires you to do like a mural, and then you're making money off your art, and it's not the way you thought, but it's because you did it. You can't play the game if if you're not in it, or you can't win the game if you don't play. So,
yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those things where you got to like show up and just
at least try it.
You got to try, yeah. Like you can't make a shot you don't take. Like just so, and that might be hard for people. I go through the same thing. It's just like that. Like it's me. We all look at ourselves like that. Like it's just me. Like in the mirror.
So I feel like one of their first excuses that they're gonna say is, well, I don't have the money to start my business.
Yeah.
What would you say to that?
I would say you don't really need money to start a business these days, depending on obviously what kind of business it is. Like, but if you had a service business and you were doing like classes or something, you can have people come to a class and you can just start it somewhere, whatever. You don't need it to be like elaborate. You can do a free class, like let people trial it, stuff like that. For a clothing brand, you can do like a pre-order or something like that for your like first round. Be like, hey, I'm printing T-shirts, whatever. Like, this is the style. We just want to do like a test, whatever. And then you can get the money beforehand, have a printer that's like rather quick turnaround, and then you can get the stuff out to the people, and they'll like understand it's like your first drop, stuff like that. And then there's a lot of options for like, kind of like if you're trying to like brand stuff or whatever, like online drop shipping things and stuff like that, that you can like, it'll make the product on demand and ship it to the person. So you don't need stuff. There's obviously going to be some startup costs. Like,
of course.
You can't start a business for free. Like you got to pay for something, like whether it's your domain, your website, or like shipping supplies. Like you got to pay for stuff somewhere, but like you can generate that money without having to put a lot up front, like is what I would say. So like if I were to start like a clothing brand right now, this is my advice to like anyone who wants to start a clothing brand, is you get like, if you know 20 people that would probably be like, hey man, like,
I'll support you.
Like if you do that and you post it and you do like a hoodie, for example, you'd be able to, if you sold all the hoodies, say like $50 each or something, you'd have like a bank account of like $800 to $1,000 depending on what's, and you could buy the equipment and the hoodies that you need. Like if you wanted to buy a heat press, you could buy that, and then you could buy like transfers for your heat presses. So many transfer companies out there now, and you could have the stuff at your house, literally in your bedroom. Like all you need is this table for a heat press, and then like you order blanks, and then like that first drop, people wait, but then after that, it's like you're good. You have a heat press now, so you can do another drop, and then you can keep going. And if you're good at like kind of getting it out there, getting your product in people's hands, and you're not like scared of the world, you can make a lot of money off of it, because people do well like when they're like pressured to buy something. I don't do that. That's what I'm bad at. But I've seen it work, and it's definitely like if you're hustling, you can make money. So but you got to do it.
You got to do it.
Yeah, you got to be one of the people doing it. Like you scroll all day, you're like, oh, this person's always posting. It's like, yeah, they're always posting. Like you kind of got to be like that. So again, like I said, you got to play to win. So you can't.
So last question, and really just whatever comes to your head, either when it comes to fashion or when it comes to what you learned with starting your business, do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. So as far as I would say, kind of leading back to the last thing, is like don't overexert yourself as far as investing a lot of money. Like a lot of people start something, they'll be, oh, I spent this much on like getting my LLC, like this. You can do all that stuff, that's great. But like if you're trying to be like, do I have a business? You want to like test your business first. So don't go too crazy, especially with like t-shirts and stuff. Like I said, there's other options out there now for like doing things in lower quantities. So if you're like a brand, you're like, oh, I don't know, make 12 shirts, try it there, like see how that sells versus like going and making like 100. And then like you're like, oh, and it's like your first design, so it's like not that good or something. Then it's like harder to sell, and then you realize, oh, 100 shirts is kind of a lot to like sell, you know, so because it's individual sales. So it's like you got to start small and then scale up, especially in modern times. There's so many different tools, websites, whatever, to help you do that. ChatGPT, like it's not even fair. Like you can start, you can start like a business just off of that. Just be like, I want to start this, boom, and even free ChatGPT will do that. But I would really highly recommend like doing something like that and like trying to get structured, not like super structured beforehand, but kind of know what your end goal is, your audience is, and then like where do you actually make money? I guess you know, you don't want to just be like making stuff to make stuff. Like, are you actually making money? Because sometimes it can seem like you're making money, but you're not actually, because you're not like doing the numbers and stuff like that. So pay attention to that stuff, and just look up anything that you don't know, because it's all out there now. So
And then when it comes to the fashion side, like, are you, like, obviously you're a fashion designer, but like, are there things that people do where it like pisses you off fashion-wise?
Fashion-wise, I would say it doesn't really piss me off, but it's like I feel like there's like this disconnect between like, I call it hyper reality. So it's like what you see on Instagram isn't really like how people dress in real life. You know what I'm saying? So like you'll see like this post like, oh, whatever, it's like these crazy pants and like this thing, and the guy's wearing like a jetpack and like goggles, and then he has like this whole like get up on. It's like sick, and it looks cool for the picture and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's like a video game character outfit almost. You know what I mean? And then like, but you wouldn't catch someone like wearing that really in real life unless you're in like New York City Fashion Week, whatever. Like it's not like they're normal. Like you know for a fact that person that just posted that is just wearing sweatpants and like a t-shirt, and they're wearing like their Crocs to go to the store and like buy something.
For sure.
So I would say just don't like judge everything off that. And then the other thing is like kind of like fake flexing, I guess, is like when you get into these higher end like luxury goods, there's a lot of like trade value on them. So like you could be like, oh, I got this Louis V thing, and you like can have it for a couple of years, and then you can like trade it for something else, but you don't have it anymore. You know what I mean? Or you can like sell it, and it's still worth it. It keeps its value. So so it creates this kind of like whole little industry. But like I don't know, some people they'll just like keep selling stuff, like that's how they kind of get like their new fit and stuff. So just don't like think that like just because people are like posting stuff that it's like, oh, they have it like so much better. Like I don't like, I feel like a lot of people get discouraged because like people like flex on them, or like, or they see stuff on the internet, like, oh, I can't like do that, and like most of it's fake, or not. Like I'm not saying like people don't have these things, but like a lot of like it's all for show.
It's not a lifestyle. It's very purposeful for this post.
It's very like intentional. It's made for social media. It's curated. Like there's all these things, like, and a lot of people think that's just like the natural life of that person, and it's just not it. So it's just for me in fashion right now, it's just like I see a lot of brands gravitating towards feeding that style, and like a lot of people also that are into fashion are kind of like, oh, that's fresh, just because it's like this like weird piece, like, or whatever, you know, it's just stuff like that. And I just don't think that a lot of the current trends will last. Like they'll be cool now, but like you're gonna look back, there's a lot of things that you can look back 5 years ago, you're like, how is that even like cool, you know, like, or people like laugh at it now. I think a lot of that will be happening as well. So but trend hopping, you know. So.
Super big. Trends are kind of everything now. Well, Cody, thank you so much for the interview. I feel like I learned so much about fashion. I feel like I have a good sense of fashion. I have no idea about the fashion world. How it works. So you really like opened my eyes up to that. Cool. And I'm just glad I got to learn more about longevity. You know, like I've seen it right down the road more and more, you know, and I feel like it is one of the biggest brands, like obviously in New Bedford, but I'm really excited to see where you take it. And I really hope you can, you know, make it known nationally, internationally, and bring some attention to New England. For sure. And so thank you everyone for watching. This has been my interview with Cody Carmo, and I hope you were able to learn something about fashion, about starting a business, and catch us on the next episode. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm running,